Tips to work stress out from your life. Getting right to the topic, here we are going to speak about some methods in which you can work the stress out from your life. Implementing these tips would give a new lease to your life. Not only would you be able to work the current stress out, but following a lifestyle that is peppered with these suggestions can prevent future stressors from disorienting your life. Breathe. When you are stressed, you are prone to feel a lack of blood circulation in the vital parts of the body, such as your brain. This is what hinders positive responses from your body. To counter that, deep breathing exercises can work fantastically. Sit down and inhale deeply. Let the air go all the way down, right to the lungs. You will feel better. As soon as the air enters those tiny cells of the lungs, it is exchanged into the blood and blood begins flowing with greater vigor. There is more blood supply to the brain and you feel more relaxed. Try out various breathing exercises. There is solid scientific rationale behind them. Accept the stress. A lot of people find a stressful situation more daunting because they are not willing to speak up. You need to sit down and accept that you are stressed. This is a very important first step in eliminating the factor that is causing you to be in turmoil. 23. Speak with people you trust. Once you have admitted to yourself that you are stressed, the next step is to open out to your near and dear ones. Who is the one you trust the most? Tell them your problems. You will find that sharing your problem always makes it lighter. Even if the person cannot solve the problem for you, the simple fact that someone else knows about it helps you be at ease. Seek your fun and relaxation. Though a short-term solution, finding ways and means to relax and have fun can be highly effective. Involve yourself in some activity that you like to do. Spend time with your hobby. If you like watching movies, do it. If you would rather curl up with a book, do that. Maybe a little bit of traveling or even a small vacation can help you. If this is what you need, do it. Nothing is worth staying stressed for. Go on a nostalgia trip. Most times, it really helps just to look at some past photographs or videos. Look at some of these memories of your past successes, or look at some party pictures or the pictures of a holiday that you had. Such things can perk you up immensely. When you see yourself enjoying with close people, the stress just seems to melt away. In fact, a lot of people get inspired when they look at such pictures. They become more cheerful and are able to think more rationally. Exercise. 24. Exercising is a very constructive way of beating stress. Hit the gym whenever you are stressed. In fact, if you make this a regular habit, you will find that the external as well as internal stressors do not affect you that much. Also, there is the very big advantage that you are making your body fitter. A fitter body houses a healthier mind as well. Do not lose the humor. Even if the going is tough, it does not mean that you should become all grumpy and grouchy. Do not forget how to laugh. Watch some good comedy shows or read some funny books, or just hang around with your friends who like to live with a light mood. These things can perk you up immensely. If you forget how to laugh, the stress could eat you from within. Do not entertain negative thoughts. Stress may induce thoughts such as jealousy, hatred, feeling of vengeance, a general low feeling, and so on. You should avoid these thoughts at all costs. Remember that this is just a transient phase, it will soon pass away. There is no need for spoiling your way of thinking over it. Pamper yourself. It is a good idea to pamper yourself when you are stressed. Go to the salon and get some treatment that you would like to have. Get a massage if that's what you like. You will find these are great stress busters. 25. Do not over-expect. A lot of stress comes from the fact that we tend to over-expect. We think too much about what we could get and then we let those feelings rule us. This should not happen. You should not build irrationally high expectations. Things will take their course, and you will get what you deserve. If you learn not to expect higher than what you deserve, then you can live a happier, stress-free life. 26. Chapter 6, Dealing with Stress at Work. Synopsis. 7 in 10 people who have jobs claim that their work is causing them stress. This may be your situation as well. Maybe your job is what is giving you something more than just your livelihood, it is also giving you the stress to live with. If this is happening, you are not alone. But at the same time, there are things you can do in order to combat workplace stress. All of these things are quite doable. It is all in planning the right way and avoiding the negatives. 27. Dealing with stress at work. Workplace stress is one of the most common forms of stress. In today's times, it is very difficult not to carry some work back home. People are usually inundated with work, and that causes a great deal of stress to them. In order to cope with your workplace stress, you need to first accept that your job is the cause of your stress. It is only when you come out of your denial can you overcome this form of stress, something that is true for every kind of stress that you might face. Here are some tips you can use to deal with stress at the workplace. 1. Take only as much work as you can do. For a lot of people, the stress is because they take up a lot of work that they cannot do. Promotions and incentives notwithstanding, the one thing that is very important to you is your health. You should know what your limit is, and then you should work within that limit. This is a very important point. If you just give your nod to work that you can realistically do, then you will be much happier about your job. 2. Accept work with realistic and practicable deadlines only. Many people accept work with difficult deadlines just because of the lure of money or because of the fear of losing a client. But, if you are good at your work, you can always ask for more time to do your work. No work needs to be unrealistically chased. At least, not at the cost of your health. When you take up work that you can easily do, then you are not only preventing stress from 28. Sapping your innards, but you are also able to provide better quality work to your clients. 3. Learn to say no. Most people cannot do that. Workplace stress actually stems from the fact that people don't know how to say no. When you cannot refuse, you end up taking things you cannot do. You take more work than you can handle, you accept unrealistic deadlines, you agree to help out your friends with things that they are supposed to do, you agree to do tasks for the company which you need not, such as organizing parties, and so on. There is no harm in doing all of this if you are capable of doing it. But, most people do not have that kind of powerhouse capacity. If you have to take up a lot of work and eventually it is going to cause you an immense deal of stress, then it is certainly not worth creating that impression of the guy or gal who can do it all. 4. Manage your time. This is one of the most